Hari Om, good evening. Namaste to all of you. Let's sit comfortably and easily. Let's close our eyes. We begin our session. As you make comfortable sitting position, make sure our spine is straight, neck is straight, shoulder relaxed, both the palms on the thighs, palms open to ceiling. And take a moment to connect to the surrounding and allow yourself to connect to your body from the toes to the top of the head. Observing each and every part of the body. Let's bring our attention to our toes and the feet, ankles, heels, calf muscles, shin bone, knee joint, thighs, hips, sitting bone, lower abdomen, lower back, upper abdomen, middle of back, chest, upper back, right hand, right wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, entire right arm, left hand, left wrist, left lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, entire left arm. And now let's move our attention to the throat, muscles of the neck, nape of the neck, muscles of our face, chin, lips, nostrils, cheeks, eyes, forehead, temples, ears, back of the head, and top of the head. And now let's pay attention to our breathing, observing the natural, spontaneous flow of the breath. Look into our thoughts and emotions. As the breath is moving in and out, keep allowing ourselves to connect to your thoughts. If there are any kind of negative thought, positive thoughts, without labeling them, they are coming and going. In the similar way, same way, our emotions are coming and going. And now we take few deep, long Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose, contract the muscles of the throat. Feel this touch of the breath back of the tongue. And while exhaling, keep your attention behind the tongue. Feel this touch of the breath. And you listen your sound of the breath. Feel the touch of the breath. Allow to engage your all the senses. You might notice any kind of internal fragrance. And after taking a couple of breaths, allowing our mind to connect, allowing ourselves to come into the state of relaxation and interiorization, we move into the Nadi Shodhan Pranayam with the mantra. Left hand in Chin Mudra, right hand in Vishnu Mudra. We inhale through the left nostril, say the first part of the mantra. Om Bhu Om Bhuvaha Om Swaha Om Maha Om Janaha Om Tapaha Om Satyam. Hold the breath and then say Om Bhurbhuvaswa Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. And then open the right side, exhale from the right. Say the third part of the mantra mentally. Om Apo Jyoti Rasho Amritam Brahma Bhurbhuvaswaram. Hold for 2 seconds, inhale from the right and continue. Allowing ourselves to meditate on to the higher intelligence and to the higher consciousness, this infinite wisdom within you, this eternal wisdom within you. While inhaling and exhaling, keep focusing between the eyebrow center and the tip of the nose. Keep your attention into this triangular shape of your two nostrils and middle of the eyebrows. Make your breath as much as deeper and longer we can make. Let's make 2 rounds more. And after completing this round, exhaling from the left side, complete this round and relax and let go. And we join our palms together into Namaste. We are going to chant Om. Allow yourself to settle and to gaze into the frontal cortex, into the area of the heart, and bringing our heart and the mind in togetherness, allowing it to be one. With this oneness, you chant the Om together, observing within and without into the surrounding. So let's take a deep breath in, inhale. Exhale. Now for Om chant. Let's take a deep breath in, inhale. Inhale. One more time. Inhale. ॐ ओङ्कारबिन्दुसंयुक्तं नित्यं ध्यायन्ति योगिनः कामदं मोक्षदं चैव ओङ्काराय नमो नमः गुरुवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः आनन्दमानन्दकरं प्रसन्नं ज्ञानस्वरूपं निजबोधरूपं योगीन्द्रमीड्यं भवरोगवैद्यं श्रीमद्गुरुं नित्यमहं नमामि श्रीमद्गुरुं नित्यमहं नमामि श्रीमद्गुरुं नित्यमहं नमामि ॐ शान्ति शान्ति Shanti. And now, very slowly and gradually, becoming aware of our body and surrounding, taking our time, we open our eyes and we come back. So, namaste to all of you, and welcome back once again. And as we continue to explore some of the perspective of the yogic life. So, if there are any question from the last our lecture, anyone has any question about anything until now? Okay, very good. So let me take to you. So as yesterday we started with the understanding of some of the slokas, we are going to look today into this is for our reference. We call it yogic structure of the mind. Yes. So it will help to understand some of the inner things. As we have understood until now, the yoga is not just the physical health, it's not just the mental balance, it's not the only the equanimity of our intellect. It has the deeper, more deeper aspect of our life when we speak about our yogic journey. So, as we said yesterday, that this is the way of the life, and this is the complete inner journey of exploring and bringing the what are we looking in our life? We are looking for the liberation, the freedom. Liberation and freedom from what? I threw the question to all of you. We are everyone of looking the liberation and the freedom from what? What we want to be free of.
From our
So
bondages,
our bondages. What is the bondage?
desires,
Yes, desire,
attachments,
attachments,
even detachment is kind of a bondage.
attachment.
Rag and
The,
dvesh.
where are these rag and this? Let's other also to speak. So one by one, say something. What is this? What we want to be free of? What we want to make ourselves to liberate it? Yes, Arina.
Free the mind or uh, chittavritti.
Free the mind. What are in the mind which you want to make free?
Free of emotions,
Emotions.
um,
Yes. Is every
and we
kind of
want peace of
emotion,
mind.
peace of mind? Is it every kind of emotions which you want to get rid of free, or there are some other things also?
Negative emotions we want to get rid of.
Negative emotions you want to get
Right.
rid of.
We want to
Okay.
definitely show our positive emotions. Yes.
Hmm. Okay. Anything else? Anyone? Yes.
Beliefs.
Beliefs. Yes. Again, the question, beliefs. Beliefs of what?
Things that are not helping you to succeed in your spiritual journey.
Things which are not helping us to succeed in our yogic journey. Very good. Yes, Aruna Ben.
I think free from all the bondages, whether it's good or bad, like being state of totally non-attachment, because good and bad are conditional, just like sukha and dukkha. So I
Yes.
think the ultimate goal is to be in the state of bliss
Mm-hmm.
and not state of happiness. So anything that bonds you with sukh or dukh, we want to get we want to be free from that.
We want to be free from that. Yes, because both the things can bind us. Very good. Kate?
Um, well, sometimes I feel the freedom is also a burden. Sometimes making choices it gives a weight, responsibility. Sometimes without freedom, sometimes it's easier. I don't have to choose only one way. So
Yes.
I don't.
Difficulty in making the choices. Yes. Very good. Yes. Okay. Anything else is coming in our mind? What we want to be free of? This is important to see. Yes. First thing is we want to be free from these negative thoughts and emotions, and that makes the structure of the mind. The structure of the mind. Here we are talking about the mind. Until now, we have not gone to the intellect. Here we are talking about the mind, and the structure of the mind is such that it has more, as we have earlier into our earlier lectures, we have seen that the mind tend to cling to the negative. It can't make us to see the complete picture. If you, everyone, take your one hand up, take your one hand up, and you are looking to your palm. Yes? Can you see the back of the palm? No, but you can perceive it. Yes, that there is a back of the palm also. So in the similar way, the mind tend to divide the thing. It see the things in division. It cannot see the things in entirety, in wholeness. So that is the limitation with the mind. That's the yogis they are pointing out. Yes, that we need to go beyond this mental phenomena because it doesn't help to see the complete picture of the life. So now this one side, that's we are saying that we need to uplift it. We need to uplift it, and we need to make ourselves somehow able to see that when even I'm looking to with my senses, I can't see the back of the palm, but I can perceive it. I know that there is another side of my palm also. Even the foolish person cannot say, okay, I don't have the back side of my palm. It's very perceivable. Yes. So this is the limitation of the mind. If even you perceive, so this is one side and another side. So this duality is the challenge in front of us. And every one of us, as some of us you have pointed out, sukha, dukkha. Yes. Why we need to go out beyond sukha and dukkha also, this pleasantness and unpleasantness, because both they are bind us. Negative also bind us, the positive also bind us. So in our yogic journey, what we are doing, first thing, we are transforming our negative thoughts and emotions. This is the first step we are taking. How we can transform them? As yesterday we had talked about some couple of things, that through the pranayama practice, through the yoga, through meditation, through the mantras, through the sound, through the nada yoga, laya yoga, they are more deeper aspect of our yogic system. So with this, we can transform our energy. This is possible as we see the nature of the energy. So when we say our negative feelings and thoughts and emotion is what is our energy, just to remind ourselves, already we have talked about this. And we know that the energy can be transformed. It cannot be destroyed. That's why this internal fight, sometimes the people, they say, okay, fight with your, when we say the fight with your ignorance. Yeah, actually this is not correct word, but they somehow they have to make use of these words. Because if we start fighting internally, then we start fighting externally also. So when we understand that the nature of the energy is transformative, it can be transformed from one form to another form. It can be dissolved. The dissolution is the very nice word. That's why the third force of the nature, we know the Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha, the Shiva, the Shiva consciousness is what? The force of dissolution. One we say the force of creation. This nature is made up of these three forces. One is the force of creation, another is the force of maintenance, and the third one is the force of dissolution. So allowing ourselves to dissolve this. This negative thing is what? Is some stiffness in our body. When there is a stiffness in our body, it tends to create the resistance in the mind. They both are very deeply interconnected. And that is in our scripture is called Prakriti. If you remember this before also I pointed about this. That in the nature, as yesterday also we started with giving some reference from the Bhagavad Gita. And here also, Bhagavan Krishna says that this nature is made up of three guna, Arjuna. Everybody is behaving, doing their actions according to their own nature. The people who are dominated by tamas, they are engaged into tamasic activity. People who are dominated by rajas, they are engaged in rajasic activity. People who are dominated by sattvika, they are engaging into the sattvic activity. What you do, you go beyond these three gunas. If you really looking for liberation. So going beyond the three gunas, how can it happen? First, we need to cultivate this sattvikta inside. From the sattva, you can take a leap forward to go beyond all the three guna. Triguna Vishaya Veda. In the Vedas also, they speak this all the rituals in the Vedas and the Upanishad which were being done earlier and the people they still are doing it is also the main motive and the objective is to create the sattva inside, the sattvikta. What does this sattvikta will do? As the Kate was mentioning, sometimes it is difficult to make the choices. Yes, to make the decision. And I tell you, it's very easy to make the decision between what is good for me and what is not good for me. But it's difficult to make the choices what is good and what is more good for me. Does it make this sense? It's very easy to make the choice and the decision if you see one glass of pebbles you are holding in your hand and one glass of juice. It's very easy. But if you have pineapple juice and pomegranate juice, both are good, but which can be more healthy, more good for you? What you look for? That's the choices to make. The yogi, the Upanishad, they are pointing toward that. The choices to make in between good and more good sometimes is difficult. It is not so difficult to make the choices between which is not healthy for me and which is healthy for me, which is good for me, not so good for me. There to make the decision and the choices, when this sattvikta comes, it's very, very easy. But the sattvikta will also help us to see the more good things in our life. And then we start taking the step forward to more good. Yes, this makes sense to every one of us. And now this is the little, this I say just a little information about, yes, the yogic structure of the mind. The Purusha, usually this is also misunderstood. And many people, they try to give some wrong logic. The Purusha, something is like man. It is not the man. The Purusha here, the Upanishad, they speaks about the consciousness inside every one of us, whether it is the male body or whether it is the female body. The consciousness within us, which is residing in this body, that's we call Purusha. Puru means this body, who is residing in this body. That's the, sometimes the people try to make this distinction that the self and the real self. Yes, that's we will come later on to understand the self and the real self. Yes, so the consciousness, and then there is a seer, the drashta inside you. Remember now, here we need to understand this. Now is a little more deeper thing is coming. When we discussed and talk about Chit Vritti Nirodha, the Yoga Sutra. In the Yoga Sutra, what we say, the cessation of our thought activity. And sometimes the people, they translate it, stopping our thought activity, controlling our thought activity. Here now, this word will give the more deeper insight to you. Seer. We can see our thought activity. We can't control them. Because this is the part of the nature. Our body is the part of the nature. It's flowing, it's coming out of our body-mind phenomena, and with the interaction with the external situations and the circumstances, this inner thing which is happening inside you, we can see that. And that is yesterday I said that we are going to look a little bit more now, deeper inside into these our inner faculties. That there is a seer, there is a drashta sitting in us. Don't see the drashta something sitting outside. When we say Paramatma also, we look to the sky and then we see, oh God. It's sitting inside you as well. And that is referred to as drashta. It's seeing your all activities, what you need. This is the Chitragupt. It's a very beautiful word. You know, in the Sanskrit, this is a very beautiful word has with the, it's Gupt. It's the Chitragupt. It's looking to your every image. And it's beyond all those images and the thoughts and emotions. That is looking everything, what you do and the impression which is being created inside us. Yes, so there is a seer. Yes, then Prakriti, as we have said about this, three gunas. The Prakriti, the nature, which is made up of three gunas. And now, drishya, the scene. Now, this can be seen, this prakriti, it can be perceived, it can be seen by whom? By seer, drishta. And the in between this happening is the knowledge. How we see these things, how we perceive. If there is a knowledge, we perceive the things correctly. If there is a veil of maya, illusion, fantasy, wrong kind of imagination, yes, then we will not be able to perceive the things correctly. Does this make sense to every one of us? Yes, if it makes sense, we can just move the neck. Need not to turn on your voice box. Yes, very good. Now, this is that's the beauty of our scripture. The beauty of our scripture is what? The first say the highest thing. First thing is that we face these challenges of the life, sometime up and downs, pleasure and pain is coming. Sometimes we feel happy, sometimes we feel unhappy. We are going into this, moving into this duality, and then the question arises, what is this? Why this is happening? All this. Then what is the first thing? Our scriptures give us knowledge. That's why yesterday I was saying Bhagavad Gita, the second chapter. The first chapter is all about society, the information, the negative things, the positive things which we face. And then what the Bhagwan gives, first thing to Arjuna, knowledge. That what you are perceiving, Arjuna, what is the thoughts are going on, look into that. You are trying to run away from the challenges of the life. To face the challenges of the life is not going to lead you anywhere. If you get into the actions more intentionally and passionately and enthusiastically, then definitely what you are looking for, you are going to get it. That's it. So first thing they say about the knowledge. If you read this Vigyan Bhairava, the dialogue between the Shiva and Parvati, what is the first thing? He gives us the knowledge. And then later on about the breathing and the meditation. That's how our scriptures also go. So first thing, they speak about the knowledge. Be into the knowledge. Now, to be into the knowledge, this the layer, which yesterday also we said about the pranayama, that what the pranayama does, it removes that covering, that layer which covered our light, the wisdom, this true love within us. What is this layer? This layer is made up of this now downside things. You will see there. There is a mind, there is a ego, there is a intellect, and there is a chit. If this chitta, antakarna, this is a very beautiful word. Chit also become chetana. It can become your, when we give the direction to the higher, yes, then it will take you to this chaitanya, this consciousness within us. But if it is not connected to the higher consciousness, then we might have some veils of misery in our life. Yes, same thing about the buddhi. Buddhi, we also say the intellect. Everything in this creation has the buddhi, the intellect. From the little creature to the elephant and the dinosaur and the human being. Every one of us has this intellect. But if this intellect, this buddhi, get caught up into much of the negative thoughts and many things, harming other, harming ourselves, that's we call kubuddhi. Have you heard this word? Kubuddhi. And then sadbuddhi. What is sadbuddhi? Sadbuddhi is which is thinking, which is considering, or the direction which is towards the higher consciousness of the godly presence, of some eternal presence, constantly looking for, searching for, and making the effort to merge with the higher consciousness. These are the signs of sadbuddhi. And buddhi is in between. So there, now the choice is here is ours. We can go to the kubuddhi, or we can give the direction to our thinking and our emotions and the thoughts, and we can be into the sadbuddhi. Sadbuddhi turns into the chaitanya, and the chaitanya make us to mix with the higher consciousness to the state of samadhi. Yes. Now in this, when our buddhi becomes kubuddhi or sadbuddhi, these are the two important things down: ahankara, ego, and the manas, the mind. These are the two important things to overcome. As we have already talked about the mind, yes, these are the things which need to overcome. Next is chitta vritti, that the word we are coming now, which is coming also in Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Chitta vritti nirodha, when we start overcoming and start finding the balance in the vritti. What is the next sutra of the Patanjali? Anyone remember? I talked into her 200-hour TTC. Anyone remember the third sutra? Tada drashta savarupe avasthanam. Then we get abide into the seer. So this chittavritti, activities of the mind. Yes. So these activities of the mind, already we have talked and discussed about this. The activities of the mind clings to the negative, oscillate between the past and the future, doesn't let us to be into the present. If we are into the present, we face the struggle. Somehow we are not able to give the proper direction to it. Yes. So activity of the mind, and then its consequences. The consequences of those activities of the mind. Yes. Then here comes this word. Now this, when we start understanding activities and the consequences of the mind, if we are not aware, if we are not careful, if we are not alert, if we are not attentive toward this, it can cause the distraction in us, or it can bring the focus to us. If it is properly directed, then it brings the focus to us to anything, even our general daily life, the things which we are doing. We do with the focused attention. Nowadays, they are practicing one kind of meditation. They have changed the name to that, in the Western world. They call it focused attention meditation. Yes, to everything, because it's not necessary, even whatever the actions we are doing, that you will be able to stay focused on that particular action for a few seconds. No, because the thought stream of thoughts is flowing and it might not help us to focus on that particular action. Yes. Now in this is more now down to the slide. The more goes about this is the psychological things coming more. And this cognition, the artha, then bhava, the mood, is actually the mood, bhav. Yes, and savabhava, bhav and savabhava. You might have heard about this saying na in कि ना तो भाव में रहो ना अभाव में रहो अपने स्वभाव में रहो. Neither we stay into the bhava nor into the abhava, lacking. Where we should abide and reside, into the swabhava, into the self. Yes. So this is coming. Our moods, we know our moods keep swinging. Right now you feel happy, suddenly something happens, somebody says, and your mood gets changed. But if you are able to see it, you will not be so suddenly affected by those. We will be able to keep this equanimity inside. Now this, why this bhava, the mood is changing, why this is happening, the next one down. Because of the vasanas, residue of experiences in our life. There are some sanskaras, conditioned pattern of thinking and, one second. Yes. Conditioned pattern of thinking and behavior. There can be said many things, as we have already, some of us, you talked about the desires. There are desires. And this is also a beautiful thing. We cannot completely eradicate our desire. Even if you want to eat the food, this is also the desire. Into the deeper understanding of our antakarna, when we go, this is also desire. And until our body is there, we cannot completely get rid of it. Yes. So the desire, when we have a lot of desires and unnecessary desires, that create the lot of issues inside. So slowly and gradually, what we are doing, we are reducing the desire in the beginning. We are cutting short, which are unnecessary, without which we are not going to die, we can live. Or this usually, if you go, some people, they are too much caught up into the luxury and all these kind of things. So cutting them off. Yes, how we can cut them off, how we can make less. You see, suddenly you practice 1 hour, half yoga asana, suddenly your thought becomes less. Your mind becomes quiet, and then you're starting, is it really necessary to have this thing to me? And then you suddenly say, no, you drop it. So you learn to drop many of the unnecessary things from our life. Yes. Now, this is important thing here. Already we have talked about other states of mind in our, when we talked about Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Yes. The 5 kleshas. If you remember, do we remember these 5 kleshas we talked? Anyone does remember those 5 kleshas? No?
I just checked the notes, so I don't remember. Avidya, Raga, Dvesh, Asmita, or ego, and fear.
Very good. Yes.
But check the
So this
notes.
is avidya, raga, dvesh. Yes. Avidya again, simply ignorance, this attachment, aversion, fear, and ego. The five things. He also speaks about the five things that constitute this. Yes. And here are more, little more about the when we look to the mind. If we don't overcome this, then what happens? This mind becomes dull, dull mind. That the dull mind has been said is the muda. Simply to understand here, that's what's in the muda. Muda means dull, uh, sometimes, oh, this is stupidity. Usually, when you understand, when the person is thinking anything is not relevant to their life, nothing is not a existential reality, you are just keep bugging into it, and then you suddenly recognize, you see it, and you say, oh, just leave it. Yes, you say just leave it. Yeah. Then ikshipta, these are the words we need to see. Ikshipta, disturbed. You see there are also these are the references also has been taken from our the shastras. So ikshipta, the disturbed state of our mind. Vikshipta. So you see there are two are the very we can say the negative, dullness and disturbed state of the mind. And then vikshipta is you oscillating between the disturbance, and sometimes you get focused and sometimes you get disturbed, and these things we have seen so many times in our life. Now when we are oscillating between these, then there are two things is like positive of our mind. What are these? Ekagrata, one pointedness. That it sometimes it becomes one pointed and focus, sometimes it's become disturbed. This is the battle inside. This is our constant struggle inside. Yes. Nirodha. Nirodha is again, Nirodha has been also explained in many ways. Nirodha, sometimes the people they think about restraining, it's stopping the thoughts, it's controlling the thoughts. But now here I told you earlier, is not only that meaning, even if there is a deeper meaning to that, and that is to seeing it. We can see our thought. We seer we have talked earlier. So as we know, the thoughts completely to stop, not possible. Until we are into this body, we will continue to have it. But again, I repeat it, to transformation to happen within us is possible. So first what we are doing, we are lessening our thoughts activity slowly and gradually. Every one of us have experienced it. Whenever we go into pranayama practice, our asana practice, our thought activities become less. You feel calm and quiet. Yes. And slowly and gradually, when you consistent, longer time, then you will see this negative becomes less and the positive start increasing. Now, slowly and gradually with the positive also. With the positive also. The positive is what? This love and the compassion we say, yes, the wisdom of the higher consciousness, loving kindness, forgiveness, ability to receive and letting go. Yes, these all are positive, but they can also make you burn out. If we are not aware of where I need to put my energy, where I need to invest and where I need to cut off, and we keep rolling into our this as we have talked about emotional phenomena and this mood, this kind of attitude, then we can get burnout. Burnout means we get depleted with the good things also. I think before also I mentioned that the one Swamiji here in Rishikesh, he was saying that this world outside you see, where in which we are the part of it. If you are thinking, and if we are thinking to correct this whole world or to change it, is never going to happen. And even he went to say to this extent, he gave the example. If you take a dog tail, you know, dog tail, and you put into the one of any glass or in bottle for 20 years, and you take it out, it still will be bent. It's not going to be straight. So the nature of the word is like this, and if we are not aware of it, after some time, when we are continue just giving and giving and giving from our side, and the people, they are not ready to listen, you not understand. After some time, we get burnout. Oh my God, I'm tired. I'm the fatigueness. This depletion happens. That's why yesterday I think Kanchanji was asking the question about this. Learn to hold the space. Learn to hold the space, and being when we are helping others also, we need to find the time consistently to our meditation, to practice pranayama, so that we can keep gaining the energy. Keep gaining the energy to be into the knowledge. Stay into the knowledge. Otherwise, after some time, you are going to be tired of. And then you say finally, oh my God, I'm tired of what? I get tired of because I need to cultivate more awareness and the alertness. Everything here we cannot set correct. But the person who is willing to be into the knowledge, let them to encourage. Take them forward with you. If the person is willing. If the person is not willing, I said before also, one time you say, a second time you say, then you feel tired, you feel dull. Okay, this person is not. We can see again, like parents, we are growing up our children. How we are providing one thing, they ask for second thing, we provide second thing, third thing, fourth thing. In the similar way, the yogis, our gurus also do the same thing. We go to them for the knowledge. Yes, that's where we are looking for the knowledge, for the practice, and that's in the service. Knowledge, practice, and service. These are the three things they are giving to us. Because being in service, and that is, we are now talking about the service, the helping the other people with the knowledge, with a compassionate attitude and the heart. But we are helping them for what? Helping the other people also to be into the knowledge, into the practice, into the service. These things are ultimately going to help them. This is usually, just to elaborate it more. Let's say if somebody is sick, and they are asking for the help from you. Yes. So what you do, you might provide them medicine. So one time you will do, another time will do, but if they don't practice anything to keep their physical fitness and healthy, how long you are going to provide this medicine to them? After some time, we'll say, no, sorry, I cannot do more. So providing with them knowledge. Okay, wake up, do take care of your body, do take care of your feeling and emotions. It's same thing about the psychology. Same thing about the physical body, same thing about the psychology. Yes. Let's say there are so many charity work goes around. Yes. I'm speaking about this charity work. In this, let's say you are providing the clothes to the needy people. You provide the food to the needy people. But with that, if you are not making them aware and recognizing this power within you, what are you looking for? This bread and butter you can make for yourself and you can provide other also. So to bring this awareness that you had so much infinite power within you, that's the knowledge. So providing these things is good. Remember, here this is the choices we are making now. Providing these things, providing the food and the shelter, the medicine to the needy person is good. Providing them, encouraging them into the knowledge, isn't it more good? That is more good, because after some time, if they come into this practice and the knowledge, they are going to stand on their feet. They are going to learn how to earn livelihood on their own self. And then maybe tomorrow, who knows, that this strength becomes so much from inside, they start providing to the other people also. So that's the speaking about the service. They encourage. That's why when we go to any ashram and the places also, where do they put you? Into some service. The service has many other benefits also, and these are the ways. Actually, these are the ways to handle our emotions and the thoughts. Only one thing in the beginning, doesn't work. Even if we see in the ancient time, we heard so many story in the Panchtantra, in our Upanishads and Srimad Bhagavad. The person goes to the ashram where they do put before the knowledge. They seek the knowledge. Where they do put them. They put them into any kind of seva and service. Yes, and with that service, the person, the guru is there, or the rishi used to be there, or swami used to be there. When they see the service, or the person is doing into the service, after some time, some rajas get dissolved, the tamas get dissolved, some balance start coming, and then they give them the knowledge. Okay, read this, do this, listen this, and then slowly and gradually, that's how they used to give the direction to our life. So when we say, again, I'm coming now in a nutshell to speak about it, when we say the spiritual process and the spiritual journey is what, let me to say, ask to every one of us. When we say our spiritual journey, we started in the beginning to saying that everyone is looking for the liberation. And this is our spiritual journey. So what does it mean to us? Let's look into it one by one. Again, yes, Sangeeta Ben.
So for me, what I understood is breaking your habitual pattern and the sanskaras, because knowingly, unknowingly, we just 99% our attitude, our behavior is out of sanskaras. So consciously breaking that pattern,
Yes.
and being, it's a journey from human being to universal being. That's what I would say.
Yes, human being to universal being. Very good. Yes. Anyone else? When we say spiritual journey or spiritual process, what does it mean to us? We need to understand this. Sooner or later, we have to go through that. And that's, we are already going through that. Yes. Maybe more intensely, we need to go through that. Yes. So, yes. Arunaban, yes, please.
So I think at the end of the day, the goal is that Jeev should merge with the Shiva and they become one. Like, so purify the life such that it becomes one with Shiva or the higher self.
The highest.
And that is the ultimate goal.
Yes. And again, looking into them, what stop us, what we need to align, another thinking into that direction. Yes. So I'm doing this little the brainstorming, so we can also, start perceiving and understanding those things. Yes, the Kate. I think Kate is turning the voice on. No.
Um, well, I haven't thought about the spiritual journey like Sanjita, what Arunaji said. I only, yoga, yoga to me is that I'm looking for, for example, when we're young, we go to school and Joseph Honor. Sorry. My son is calling me. But after that, what do we do? Like children grow up, then what do we
Joseph
do?
Honor.
So that kind of so looking for something more steady,
Steadiness.
consistent.
Yes.
That's
Consistency and the steadiness is also the part of our spiritual process. That's where we are looking. Yes, steadiness in our mind and intellect. Very good. Okay. Other, who is left? Aruna Seniorji, did you say something? Kanchanji.
Maybe connecting more with nature or
Connecting with more with the nature. Yes. Rinaji.
Understanding our own self more as far as emotions and it goes.
Yes.
Thoughts
Yeah.
and emotions goes.
Simply
With
to
knowledge.
understand. Yes, very good. Thank you.
Self-awareness, self-awareness, self-confidence, which will help us grow spiritually.
So what does it mean to our spiritual process? Spiritual process simply means giving the direction to our life force, to our mind, mental faculties, to our intellectual faculties, and to the self. Finding a coordination and the alignment and the synchronicity in them and directing them toward the higher consciousness. And this is the only way to get out of the depression. There is, our yogi says, there is no other way. We try to do 100,000 things. Ultimately, they are not going to help. What is going to help? This awakening of the self, this awareness, what is happening inside me, and giving the direction to our thoughts, giving to direction to our emotions, giving to direction to our this consciousness inside us. इसलिए in Hindi, Gita, what is the Gita? गीता को अगर आप एक शब्द में कहना चाहें, in one word, what you will say? What does it mean, the Gita, to all of us?
I can interpret as a teaching of life, how to handle the situation.
It's the long sentence. I said in one word.
Oh,
Arunaji. If you want to say in one word, so how you will interpret the Gita? Yes, Singita Ben.
I'll say 3 words, but then I'll give you 1 word. I would say it's the art of living. I would say it's a lifestyle. Gita is a lifestyle for me.
It's a lifestyle, it's an art of living. Yes, very good. Thank you. Yes. Other one, Arunaji.
I don't have one word, but if I want to put the Gita as in nutshell, that I understand is like God's selfless love for the mankind, all being
Selfless love.
actually, not only just the mankind. Yeah.
Very good. Okay, Rinaji.
Knowledge.
Knowledge. Okay, beautiful. Kanchanman.
I was going to say knowledge, but it's life basically.
Life. Okay, very good. So if we see the Gita, that's I was here to one of the, again to one Swamiji, and he said, if you describe in one word Gita, so what you say, that if you say the word Gita, 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 what becomes? Tyag.
Tyagi.
Yes, Tyagi. Tyag. This is the whole essence. And if you have heard about the Ishavasya Upanishad, in the Ishavasya Upanishad, one of the Upanishad is very much popular. The people, they speak about, they talk and discuss about that. And there is also the one sutra. And what is that? Anyone have heard about that? That sutra also, what it say? Tena taktena bhunjitha. Tena taktena bhunjitha, what does it mean? त्याग करते हुए भोगो. अगर जीवन भी जीना है तो उसको, जैसे हम बोले, I think Sangeeta ji was saying art of living. Yes, art of living. When we say this word, again there is a, remember the hand example I gave. This is, you are looking art of living. Back of the hand might be, this line is dangerous, seems to us, is art of dying. So the people, they describe in two ways. One, they say art of living. Another, they say art of dying. Because something with the death, the word, the people, they suddenly get afraid. Oh my God, we already were thinking about the dying, and now they are speaking about the art of dying. And there is a books in Tibetan, in Buddhist. And here I would like to say this few more insight into it. The name of the book is Book of the Deads. Living Dead. That's what the living dead. Yes. So what does it mean is simply, it's not something death and that you are not going to enjoy it. It's simply dying to unnecessary things in our life which doesn't give us pleasure and joy, but the people, they somehow, they are caught up into that. It's the same thing with the external things, and it's the same thing with the internal things. So if I give you gross example of this to understand, gross example of is like smoking, drinking, tobacco, they are chewing. Does it giving really joy to them? No. But without them, they feel helpless. They feel uncomfortable. In the similar way, the yogi says, when we talked about this spiritually, there are internal things also. They spoke about this greed and the jealousy and the anger. We have explained this, antakarna, this buddhi, if go into the not, we are not giving a direction to this. So these internal things, the yogi says that this internal thing is not giving really any joy to us. But if the humanity, it looks like, cannot survive without them. It like has become the necessary part of their understanding, and they doesn't want to be let go. And that's why the word here, when we say the tyag also, actually what you are here to live, it's nothing. The tyag, simply they are saying about to that sometimes we make hold of into the mental in our phenomena about unnecessary thing. They are not giving any pleasure. Now I can take some of the example. Some people, they have the addiction to coffee and the tea. Have you seen? Is it going any joy, giving any joy? No. But if they don't take it, don't feel happy. Something get disturbed inside. So in the similar way, there are these inner things. The yogi, they speak. Yes, the negative, the thoughts that we say, and this greed and the jealousy and the hate, the anger. The anger has been speak highly in the Bhagavad Gita also. There's the anger, the tendency of being angry. This the energy that rushes inside us. We might have heard about this Krodha, Lobh, and Moha. These three things. Krodha means anger, Lobha means greed, and Moha means attachment. These are the three things which have been more in focus. And what is the attachment also? Attachment also simply, we can understand. If somebody is attached to sweet, yes, I give one example. Usually some who are more prone to kapha, prakriti of people, type of people, that's how before also mentioned. And if their body becomes sick, let's say the diabetes comes into the body, and they are fond of eating the sweet. Now, what is the attachment for them? Is that sweet? Even now here we can understand our mind and intellect also. Sometimes the question comes, how we decide, how we see that what is inside me, my intellect, and what is inside me, my mind. How I identify that. So in case of this example, okay, today also we go beyond of the time. And we forget to take the break. Okay, so when we look into these simple things to understand, if there is a problem in the body, yes, insulin imbalance has happened. And before also I said, doctor has advised you. Now the doctor at that moment of the time, some problem has come into the body. Doctor is the guru for you. Many times the guru also, we don't like this word because of the many things. But the doctor who has given the advice to you, now look, your body has come under this influence and you need to take care of the sweet. And as I said before, I think I mentioned before, I don't remember correctly, into 200-hour TTC, I think I give this example also when we speak about the raga. What is the raga? So if you go to some party or marriage, yes, and then you see there dining table, variety of sweets, and some friend is also with you. Then you are looking to the sweets. So what your mind says, tell me exactly, every one of us, what our mind says. Oh, it looks so
Today, the
delicious.
last time, just eat.
Try small piece.
Try small piece. Yes, nothing happens. But
आज खा लेते
inside,
हैं.
yes. But inside, then the voice of the doctor is there. What it says? No, no. Then you have to take the injection of the insulin. And the mind, you can see the Mahabharata there between our mind and intellect. And actually that is, and when you win over to it, you feel at peace. When you eat this little bit, have we seen our mind get disturbed? Disturbed means get into thought. And slowly and gradually, if the sugar was high, you will notice the result and the consequences by tomorrow. Yes, it take more time to reflect in our body. That is before also we said that the activities of the mind and the consequences of the mind. When the person look on both things, then we don't compromise. So similar way, when we want to uplift and liberate ourselves, then with these things which are hampering our life, which put the blockage in our life, we don't compromise there. With the greed and with the jealousy and with this anger and with the hate, we start becoming more and more aware, and we start giving the direction to the higher self. That's we call the liberation, mukti and moksha. Is it clear? Now here in the what we do in yoga therapy, the people, we need to understand this in modern day. This is until now I took to our Eastern approach, what they are saying. Yes, until now. What in modern psychology and the modern yoga therapy, the people, they are using the word integration. This integration is a very beautiful word. And if we have, give me 1 second, I take you to that. So when we say the integration, so what does it mean as to integration? I think I have to. If we look into the structure of our brain, yes, I will show you the tomorrow. This I have this little diagram. Yes, so if we look to the structure of the brain, so this is the front part, this is the back part. Yes, then this is top part, and our medulla is the medulla, which is connected to the spine. It's we call top and down, front and back, conscious part of the brain, subconscious part of the brain. Yes, then top and down. Down is like this if you will see, and this is the work also for to look into it. Search on the Google. Yes, biological structure of the brain. Until now we have discussed the yogic structure of the brain and the mind. Yes, so look into the biological structure of the brain or mind. Yes, so you will find this. Yes, these kind of diagram on the Google we can see. Yes, then the top is there and the bottom, the spinal cord, and on the top of the spinal cord there is a medulla, and above the medulla then this whole scalp is there. Then left and right, the left and right, before also I spoke about this. Yes, and I said about the asanas also, how to bring the integration between left and right brain. Now I'm adding there's more words to it. Top to down, front to back, outside to inside. That also in another word we call introvert and extrovert, antarmukhi and bayamukhi. So this is the fourth section. What is the first? Front back. Second is top down. Third is left right. And fourth is inside outside. Yes. So that's how they divide and they try to understand this. So if there is a not proper integration in any of left, right, top, down, back and front, then this is not a health. The health into the modern terminology simply means integration. Integration is different part of our brain, conscious and subconscious part of the brain. And this is the top down. When we call this we can also understand it's like our Sahasrara chakra, the top. Yes, there is a gland, the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, and the connection with this other hormones into the body, and the spinal cord, our nervous system. Yes, if there is no proper coordination in between them, then also there is no health inside us. The left, right, before we said about, same way this outside and inside. Inside, if we look into the yogic way we talked earlier, what is there inside? Our mind, our intellect, our consciousness, that we call an ego, antakarana chatushtaya, and external circumstances and the situations. So how if this antakarana is harmonized and aligned, then these external outside situations and circumstances is not going to shake it. But if it is not balanced, harmonized and aligned, these external situations and the circumstances can create some agitation and disturbance inside us. Does it make sense to all of us? Yes. So inside and outside, this inner feeling, we say, the mood, if that is properly aligned. So if there is no integration in them also, then also somewhere in our life we are going to suffer. So when we say the integration and when we say the spiritual liberation now, in this way to understand, we need to bring the integration in all these faculties. Top down, front back, left right, inside outside. And how we can bring this integration, that's the we are practicing and doing. That is the yogic things we are somehow different thing, this way, that way, we are trying to bring this integration with the different methodology, with the asanas again, with the pranayama, with the meditation, with the mantras. Yes, different kind of meditation to open the different parts of our brain also. Yes, different kind of mantra we use again to awaken the energy, so that all the information, top to down, left to right, back and front, they start flowing freely. They get into the integration. And then you are healthy, then you are happy, then you are joyful, then you are peaceful. Then all these positive, good and thoughts and emotions, they are going into the direction to the higher consciousness. Is it clear to every one of us? Now, let's me take some, I think already if there is some question in chat box or is it, okay, yeah, this is the Sangeeta ji has, but yes. Then first thing is, remember and we need to understand this. First thing, we are bringing this integration in our brain. If there is no integration, somewhere our body is going to suffer. When this integration start happening, our body also start aligning, and there is more truth to the when we come to the liberation, when we come to this spiritual process. Yes, there are some more truth also about the body, to understanding the body. And again, here I would like to say to all of us, we need to, until we are into this body, whether your body take time to dissolve 70 year, 80 year, 100 year, maybe you want to extend it 150 years, we need to do action. Action is important. That's the Krishna also say in Bhagavad Gita, that Krishna, for my understanding, he say like this: as I understand the life, action is more superior than the inaction. You know, Krishna, Arjuna was saying about inaction. I go out of this struggle of the life and sit into the forest. Bhagavan says, still you will be doing there something. You cannot sit calm and quiet. Until we harness our rajas, we dissolve it, and we change it to transform into sattvika wherever you go. Whichever country you go, whichever mountain you go and sit, you cannot be at peace, you cannot be calm and quiet. You need to understand. This is the whole essence there. Yes. So what are you thinking about? What your mind is holding on? Let go. And put yourself into the action. That is the Krishna is saying into them. And if we are willing to, this I can take the second chapter as I said yesterday. But if you want to look more into the the asanas understanding, then I can take the asanas also one session about this time, about understanding the asanas, and one about the theory. If you want to take, want to talk and discuss, want to look into the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita that I yesterday said, we can take at least the second chapter, which is the chapter of knowledge. Yes. So how many of us we want and willing about the second chapter, that we can look at least the from that shloka, yes, samadhisthasya, yeah, ka bhasa, that slokas are really important, that how the yogis lead. And I can we can take a little bit more sloka which will help us to understand about our yogic journey and the yogic life as well. Yes, but I would like to, because yesterday, as I said, that these are the slokas. I remember Swamiji also said me in the beginning, you should remember these slokas. If anybody wake up in the middle of the night and then ask you, what is this 44th stanza of the second chapter, you just out of sleep, you say, this is the stanza. You chant it into this. So he was also emphasizing so much. And yesterday I said that in many of the places also, in the ashrams, the second chapter has been highly emphasized. Yes, some people, they give the importance to some other chapter also. They chant the third part of this. But the second chapter is, as is the knowledge, is the Sankhya Yoga, which helps to understand a little bit about our own self and the other things also. So if we are willing to, we can talk and discuss about it. I think some two of was raising their hand. If everyone is willing, then I will take it. Otherwise, then we focus on that. So please raise our hand again if we are agree with that.
I do not know about this, so I'll just follow the majority.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that's why we are thinking about to speak about it. So you will also come to know. Yes, because that is also considered to be the highest form of yoga. Yeah, there are many slokas we will find which will help to understand what is the highest form of yoga. Even not the yoga, the word nowadays we use yoga. Yoga has become just the asanas. Asanas and the Pilates and the gym yoga is like this. So yoga means that we have talked and discussed about this integration, this bringing this integration in our internal faculties, and how to take beyond that, how to start looking into um, more to the higher self. So that is about the second chapter. It's giving the, it pointing the things to solve actually the real problem of the life. And what is the real problem? As we started into the beginning, what is the real problem? Bondage. Bondage. Our body is binding us, our mind is binding us. Yes, how we can overcome these two and to get into the spiritual fulfillment and the joy and the happiness. So let me see if we do have any question regarding today's discussion. Any question, please? It looks no question. Okay, very good. If there is no question, so let me take to you back again. So everyone of has some text of this Bhagavad Gita. Yes.
I have the book.
Yes. So there may be, it's not necessary that is the big translation, just a small one. If we don't have, I can also send the PDF. That's the English and Sanskrit translation. Yes. That's sometime, there is also not so much correct translation. Yes. But it will help us to, we are going to look into the Sanskrit slokas. Yes, Sanskrit stanzas, which will help to understand. Because the translation also, comes sometime, majority of the translation we will see is coming the translation from again, from other people outside of India, Western's people. And because of the difficulty of the Sanskrit terminology, sometimes the translation is also not correct. Like yesterday, Arunaji was saying when we were speaking about the one sloka, aparyaptam. Yes. So just keeping a simple the slokas, and then we will look into it. We can't go again. Please pay attention. We can't go too much deep into every slokas. That's going to take more time, but we are going to look like a little, giving a bird eye view. So it will definitely will help us to understand many of the things about our own self. Yes, Sangeeta.
Are we doing the Patanjali Yoga Sutras as well, the continuation from the
Yes,
last?
Patanjali Yoga Sutra, we will talk about some of the samadhi part, which he has spoken about, and the meditation part, as I said, I think I said earlier. Yes. about the until the pranayama. This pranayama we have talked and discussed. The obstacles we have talked and discussed. What are the obstacles? Yes. Then how to overcome them. That also we talked and discussed. Please look into your earlier notes. If we have not looked into it, then these things which we are going to talk on the top, still it going to help us remember good and more good. This is usually we say, yeah, having good and more good. If we have found the time to look into them, then it will help you to understand more deeper way. If we have not looked into our notes and the earlier point and the things which we have talked about, still it will help to understand and make us better. Okay, so we are going to cover up those things also about the samadhi and about the meditation, two things. Yes, Rina man.
For the integration, brain integration, the
Yes,
right left is the standing balancing poses help the right and left integration. Then
yes,
Yoga Nidra helps the conscious subconscious.
subconscious part, very good.
What about top
You
to bottom
you
and
already
introvert
is.
extrovert?
I'm happy that you already going forward to understand this thing. So top and down integration also, when we are doing the asanas, yes, in the asanas, if you remember the one things earlier I spoke about, please look into the proprioception. Proprioception is the way to perceive the body internally. So when we are staying into the posture and observing any kind of sensation is happening, usually our attention goes to the muscles. Yes, we can feel that, oh, the muscle is tense or relaxed, I have the pain, or it is pleasant or comfortable. Yes, this observing these internal vibrations within the body when we are staying into the posture, the energy is transforming the posture when we are standing or sitting into the posture. This from the periphery of the body, the signals are being sent into our central nervous system. From the central nervous system, the signals are being sent into our brain, and that's how they comes into the integration. Top and bottom. Top and down means your the spinal cord is there, yes, and the top. So finding that these are actually, when you will go slowly and gradually, you will find is the one. This is just for the sake of understanding. That's I told, this different section has been made to understand. It's not like this different compartment. It's the whole. That's we are speaking about the union and the oneness. But to understand this top, down, front, back, so in the beginning, it helps to understand, and then you will find the overall integration. So through the asanas, observing this internal sensation and vibration when we are staying into the posture, yes, that helps, and more as we do the pranayama. In the pranayama also, when we do practice, yes, observing this awakening of energy. And certain techniques, as I said, a couple of techniques which we are going to practice probably into the third week about this Kundalini also, then might we understand it more, what we are talking about this. Yes, yes, Aruna Ben.
Activating internal organs, where would they fall?
Sorry, I don't understand your question.
Activating internal organs like pituitary and liver and pancreas and like
No,
doing Agnisara.
organs, organs are different. The glands, you are
Yeah,
talking about the
glands and
glands.
organs. Mhm.
Yes, activating glands and organs. So, what is the next thing?
Is it considered internal top to bottom, or I mean, where do they fall into your
Yes,
top to bottom integration in terms of
top to
integration?
bottom integration. Yes.
Okay.
Here we are taking like you can take the top of the head and this whole your body. Top to bottom. Top to bottom means your body, your spinal cord. Your spinal cord is connected to your entire body. Yes, that's how the information is centralizing. And this centralization connected to the top. That's we call raising our energy also. Merging our this Sahasrara chakra and the Muladhara chakra when we go to the deeper understanding. So this also, when we say the top to bottom also, is bringing the synchronization. Now probably, some people, they do some walking meditation also to bringing this kind of integration. Walking meditation, becoming aware of how you put the foot on the ground when you are going onto the step, becoming aware of every foot. You might have seen. Yes, some people, they do practice as kind of, even they take to the forest, how you walk into the forest, in the side of the beach, when people, they do retreat to the ocean side, they take by the side of the beach, feeling the sand in your feet. These used to be the ancient sciences, and now the people, they are recognizing. Then when you walk barefooted on the grass or like in this sandy beach, you are absorbing through your feet energy, motherly energy, we can say, grounding. It bring the more grounding in us. Yes. So this is different meditation also people, they are doing, and this is basically to bring this integration top to bottom also. This is also when the mind goes much into the thoughts, as already I talked before, we get disconnected from many of the things within the body, and we get disconnected because of, again, I said, we get disconnected because of what? Let me ask all of you. I said it before. Anyone remember? We get disconnected from the body. Why? Thoughts. Yes.
Because
One
of
thing.
thoughts,
Because of
Lack of
thinking of
thoughts.
prana.
something,
Because of
negative
thoughts.
thoughts.
Yes. What are the other things?
What are we going to do today? Your activities.
Yes, the thoughts is one thing. What other things make us to disconnected from the body?
Pain.
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 Pain in the body.
Yeah.
Pain in the body. That's why I said the stiffness. If any stiffness is there, is because the mind suddenly, and there is the part of the brain. What it does is kind of how you say, when you overemphasize anything. Yes. So in the similar way, there is a part of the brain when the pain becomes chronic. So whenever is a little bit disturbance to that pain, or that pain get aggravated, mind suddenly goes into thoughts. So the stiffness and the pain into the body, excessive of the thoughts, too much worries, this anxiety, all these things to make us disconnected. And that's why then you need to do some things to bringing the grounding, coming back to the body, understanding the nature of the body, and then slowly and gracefully it helps to understand the nature of the mind also, and then you take the steps to go beyond. Understanding it, not escaping it. Remember, there are two things: escaping and understanding. Sometimes the people, they use the word spiritual bypass. You understand this word? Spiritual bypass. Spiritual bypass means without understanding, we also can get caught up into this spiritual fantasy. But rather than falling into that bypassing, spiritual bypassing, understanding our body, making it healthy with our effort, making the effort to get out of that pain into the body, the stiffness, helping ourselves to dissolve that, making, and when you get out of the pain or dissolving that stiffness, what happens? Again, remember that the energy get caught up into that part of the body. That energy becomes free. The
And you feel
moment that,
light.
yeah, the moment that energy becomes free, you feel light, you feel joyful. Automatically, you'll see your eye get closed, and you feel like, oh, I feel so restful inside. Now, what is doing? I don't feel so restful. Mind runs away, runs away from that pain, because external situations and circumstances also, the habit of the mind is what? To run away. So same thing it does with the body also, body phenomena also. With the bodily phenomena and the mind also, it does the same thing. Now, what to do with that? Yes, let's do a short meditation now. We sit comfortably and easily. Uh, make yourself, um, remember, make your physical posture comfortable. If you need to place something underneath your sitting bone to keep your spine straight but relaxed, remember, let's keep our both the hands on the thighs, the palms also well rested. Eyes are closed, spine is straight. And now let's bring our attention to our physical body. First, we take a look, gross look to our body from the toes, slowly and gracefully moving in upward direction, part by part, as much as deeply we can look in our body, our ankles, lower legs, knees, upper legs, sitting bone, pelvis, hip joint, lower abdomen, lower back, upper abdomen, middle of back, chest, upper back, both the hands, wrist and arms, upper arm, shoulder, throat and neck, shoulders, face muscles. And while doing so, observe your thoughts. Maybe thought is coming, oh, what I'm doing it again and again. Or maybe you are able to penetrate in your body more deeply. You notice something more in your physical body. And now take your attention to any part of the body which is bothering you. Like you notice stiff, which is not letting you to be at ease, at comfort, not letting you to be at not letting you to relaxed. any part of the body. Remember, every part of the body is precious, invaluable, is the God gift to you. Look into that part of the body. Doesn't matter how much painful it is, go into that memory. Now take a deep breath. As you inhale, like with your entire attention and focus, you are directing the prana and energy to that part of the body. With your physical strength, with your mental strength, you are directing the prana and energy and to dissolve that pain. Keep doing so for next half a minute. As you inhale, take your attention consciously to that part of the body. Stay there for a few seconds. And as you exhale, allow to relax and let go. As you inhale, take the attention there. As you exhale, allow to relax and let go. And make your breath as much as deeper and longer. Slow, gentle, deep. Deep inhalation. Nothing to be in hurry, nowhere to reach, nowhere to go. Just diving deep into this body. And you might notice after few inhalation and exhalation, already you are feeling comfortable and at ease. Allow yourself to come into this acceptance, understanding, and transformation. Stay connected. Your mind again might caught up into some thought, might go into the past, where it is coming from, why it happened. So disconnect from the thought and come back to the body again. Connect to your breath. And again, you might notice that your mind wander away. Again, it went away. Or it might be you don't feel anything, you feel blank and empty. But keep doing conscious inhalation and exhalation. Whether you feel blank and empty or whether your mind is going away. Keep doing so. Couple of breaths more. Being more conscious and more aware of that physical phenomena. And allowing ourselves to come to the understanding. And notice the change. Suddenly you might feel some change in your thinking, in your thought, in your body. Allow yourself to perceive it, to recognize it, to realize it. And if you notice there is any emotional pain, pain at the feeling level, then keep focusing into the area around the chest and your belly. If you notice any of the memory of the past, anybody hurt you, and still you notice inside, breathe into them, infuse the prana energy to allow to dissolve. And now let's do one time Om chant. Let's take a deep breath in, inhale, become aware of your body and the surrounding. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. And now slowly and gracefully, we can open our eyes and come back. Thank you and namaste.
Thank you.
So hope did we notice some change? Anyone? Little bit.
No disturbance.
Very good.
Yeah,
Very
clear. Voice was
Yeah.
clear.
Thank you.
Swamiji, I just
Yes.
wanted to mention that today Karthik ji did some stretching
Mm-hmm.
and that helped me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to let you know that stretching
Thank
was
you.
very good. Yeah.
Thank you. Do we want us to
We-
repeat it again, or
Only thing we
those
cannot do
exist?
Hanuman asan. I cannot do Hanuman
You
split.
need
Cannot
not
do,
to.
but
You see, this is